Who will be the Raiders quarterback in 2020? I want you to throw it in the comments section. And if you want to know who I think is going to be under center for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2020, I want you to watch the entire video because I'm going to be breaking down the top 8 most likely quarterbacks for the Raiders. So one more time, who will be the Raiders starting quarterback in 2020? The reason why I'm talking about this is because on Tuesday, the Raiders had this report come out that apparently multiple teams could be interested in trading for Carr. Plus, yes, there was a tweet that went out that sent the entire social media of Raider Nation into a frenzy. Now, we know that there's been reports, we know that there's been rumors around the Raiders potentially moving on from Derek Carr. And I'm about to show you the tweet, but here's the thing, guys. I've been on this show multiple times supporting Derek. But now we got to actually think, where there is smoke, there's fire. And there's been a ton of smoke around the Raiders moving on from Derek Carr. So all I want to do is I want to make this video and I want to break down some potential options the Raiders could potentially have. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I got a Derek Carr jersey, okay? I do. I have a Derek Carr jersey, and I'm a little bit worried that I might not be able to wear it for this upcoming season. So I'm trying to find the best deals on the internet for you, and if you need some new Raiders gear to rep, go to chatsports.com/Raider shirts. Every single shirt that you see on screen right now, it is under $20. Some of them are actually $15. So take advantage of this deal right now, thanks to our sponsor, chatsports.com/Raider shirts. Now, if you do believe in Derek Carr, I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to type your N for no. Now, I'm actually going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down, take a good look at his numbers, and I want you to let me know, do you believe in Derek Carr? Give me a Y for yes, or N for no. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Now I'm about to dive into my top 8 most likely quarterbacks for the Raiders in 2020. Yeah, you got to think. You can either sign one, draft one, or you know what? We might get creative and maybe you can do both. The number 8 quarterback here on my list for the Raiders, it's Case Keenum, and a player that I've talked to about a little bit in the past. Let me make one thing clear. Case Keenum is not better than Derek Carr, but he's definitely a cheaper option. And he's a veteran. We know John Gruden loves his veterans. So last season, he made $3.5 million. If I'm going to go and get Case Keenum, that's kind of what I want to pay him again. And am I the only one? Okay, when I think about Case Keenum, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Rich Gannon situation. A journeyman quarterback. A quarterback who doesn't have that strong of an arm. But sometimes, if you get put in the right system, which, let me remind you, when Case Keenum was put in the right system back in 2017, he was actually pretty good. He looked very good for the Vikings, led him to a playoff win. A few playoff wins. I don't want, honestly, Case Keenum to be the starting quarterback, but if he is the option, he does also allow you to draft somebody in 2020. The number 7 quarterback on my list here for potential Raider starter quarterbacks in 2020, it's Marcus Mariota. Now, if you watched my show on Tuesday, you'll know that I said that I would rather have Mariota as a backup. And that's true. But for all of you out there that want a more mobile quarterback, this is what I'm giving you. We know that he's a free agent. He's not going to go back to the Tennessee Titans. And if you want somebody on a 1-year prove-it deal, because to be honest with you, that's what I want. If I'm going to go out and I'm going to sign a free agent quarterback this year, I want somebody who's willing to take a 1-year prove-it deal. Now, I think if you end up doing that with Mariota, he's probably going to do it around $7 million, probably double for what Case Keenum would do it for. But you can also open up the playbook a little bit. And the other thing that I've seen very common, and a player that you're about to see here in a little bit, sometimes you just got to get a change of scenery. Maybe Marcus Mariota needs a little bit of change of scenery because I remember watching him at Oregon. Dude was really good. Now, I want you to pick a backup quarterback because between you and me, I would rather have Case Keenum or Marcus Mariota as a backup, somebody to push our starter. So type K for Case Keenum, and I want you to type your M for Marcus Mariota. And if you want to know which quarterback I would rather have as our backup, I want you to watch until after the YouTube ad break. The quarterback that I want, it's Case Keenum. The reason why I'm going to say that, I actually think he fits our offense a lot better. Plus, you're going to be able to get him cheaper. Plus, if I do have to make one of these guys my starting quarterback, I want to go out and draft somebody else. I have a lot more confidence in Case Keenum developing a young quarterback than Marcus Mariota. The number 6 quarterback on my list, it's Ryan Tannehill. The biggest reason why the Titans are moving on from Mariota is because of this man right here, who had a very, very good season for the Titans. He would fit John Gruden's offense very, very well. If you're looking for a veteran quarterback who can run the play action, Tannehill did it. And he showed that he did it at a very high level with the Tennessee Titans. Now, I get it. If you watched him in Miami, you're like, wait a minute, he's not very good. Then he goes to Tennessee, and he's, well, kind of incredible. I mean, he went 7-3 with this team, and this is in 9 games that he started, 22 touchdowns. Tannehill, though, I will say this, despite the numbers I'm about to show you, scares me a little bit. It was 1 year. How many times have we seen a quarterback struggle, go to another team, and then he's good for 1 year? It happens. Nick Foles did it with the Eagles, right? I mean, we've seen it before. Mike Glennon at one point got paid $17 million because he had one great year. All I'm saying is I would like to get Ryan Tannehill on a 1-year prove-it deal, but if the Tennessee Titans decide to not bring him back, I will say this, I would actually probably have ranked Tannehill a little bit higher. Now, I want you guys to subscribe to the Raiders Report. I need 1,500 new subscribers by March. My goal is to get to 40K subscribers, and if you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure you do. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. Once I hit 40K, I've been told if I do it before March, I'm going to be able to throw a dope-ass party for the NFL Draft. Now, I do want to give some shout-outs here to some people who have subscribed, and if you want a shout-out on the show, people ask me all the time, Mitch, how do I get a shout-out? Right now, the easiest way to do it is to subscribe to the channel and tell your friends about it. So shout out to Tyler, Enrique, Brian, Rob, and I broke my Game Boy. Luckily, you can watch us on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. Let's get in now to my top 5 options, and now we're going to get into the draft a little bit. I got Justin Herbert here at number 5, and if you're looking for a quarterback who I think's got, good size, he's already filled out. Plus, I know how much Mike Mayock and John Gruden look at the Senior Bowl. This dude was Senior Bowl practice, endgame MVP, and he's going to be a top 10 pick. It actually wouldn't even surprise me if he gets picked in the top 7, maybe top 10. If you are a loyal watcher, you'll know that I actually have Justin Herbert going to the Chargers because they've already moved on from Phillip Rivers. The thing with me, though, with Herbert, I think that he's the most pro-ready out of all the quarterbacks you're going to see here. Well, amongst the quarterbacks that we're looking at drafting. He's very good at play action, which is very important in the John Gruden system. The thing that actually scares me, though, about Herbert, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Derek Carr. And if Gruden wants somebody that's a Gruden grinder, who's just kind of like this nasty dude on and off the field, I don't know if you go with Herbert. Watch his tape. Watch what teammates say about him. Sometimes people say he's a little bit too nice. That worries me a little bit. Let's go to the number 4 option on my list. For everyone that's like, Mitch, we need somebody different than Derek Carr. Here you go, okay? You get Jordan Love. If I've said it all the time, I've said it so many times here on the show, we're going to Vegas, sometimes you got to roll the dice. Jordan Love is the ultimate roll the dice candidate in this year's draft. I mean, I've seen comparisons that, he's Patrick Mahomes. Nobody's Patrick Mahomes. Does he have similar physical tools as Patrick Mahomes? Sure. But he also has, at times, the decision-making ability of a Jameis Winston, where you're like, what the heck is he doing? Now, the tape that I love about Love, or the tape that I love with Love, sounds weird, is back in 2018 at Utah State. 2019, he had a rough year, 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. The one thing, though, I will say that intrigues me about him, he's never really been able to play with NFL caliber talent at Utah State. I am very curious with the right system, and again, I would rather him sit 1 year, learn behind a player like a veteran like Case Keenum or Derek Carr, and then have him be our quarterback in 2021. The number 3 quarterback I have on my list here for potential starters for the Raiders, it's Tua. And this ranking is based on Tua being healthy. If you want a quarterback who's great at throwing the ball down the field, here you go. If you're sick and tired of watching dink and dunk offense, here you go. Gruden, I know, is a big-time fan of Tua, and it's hard not to be. I mean, you want to talk about a player who is totally changed the way Alabama ran their offense, it's because of him. Now, he is expected to make a full recovery from the hip. I know hip injuries scare the hell out of Raider Nation, but if he's cleared to play, I'm okay with the Raiders drafting Tua. The thing is, if you're going to draft, like I said, Herbert, you're probably going to have to go top 7. Jordan Love is, I think, a quarterback who you could see fall to 19. With Tua, you might actually have to trade up to 3. Like, you might actually have to give up your 12th pick, your 19th pick, and then maybe a 3rd round pick to go up and get Tua. It's a lot, but if you're confident in him as your quarterback, guess what? Sometimes you got to pull the trigger. So I talked about 3 quarterbacks in the draft. I want you to pick one. Who would you draft? You got to think about draft price. You got to think about all the risks that come along with them. So if you're going to go with Justin Herbert, I want you to type A. If you're going to go with Jordan Love, I want you to type B. If you're going to go with Tua, I want you to type C. And if you want to know which quarterback I'd rather have, wait until after this YouTube ad break. The quarterback that I'm going to pick on this list, it's actually Tua. Because I think Tua has very, very high upside, and if he's cleared to play, in my opinion, he's the best option. Jordan Love, to me, I get that he gets the comparison of Patrick Mahomes. It's not fair. Justin Herbert, to me, isn't mean and nasty like I want in a quarterback. Tua is a competitor, and if he's healthy, that's the guy I want. If you disagree, you know where to find me on YouTube. You know where to find me on social media. Let's get now into my top 2. It's pretty clear, right? I mean, Tom Brady, there's something going on here. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that Tom Brady rumors are growing rapidly because, again, where there is smoke, there is fire. Now, I saw a report out there that their Raiders are ready to offer Brady 2 years, $60 million. I think it's just a little bit of a move by Brady's agent to boost up his price. But I would make the argument that Brady is arguably the best free agent quarterback on the market when you look at price. Yes, Dak Prescott at this point might be more talented, but a $38 million Dak Prescott or a $28 million Tom Brady, I'll take Tom Brady almost every single day of the week. But Brady has a lot of experience. He's got some big game ability. But let's be real. I think the most likely quarterback to be under center for the Raiders in 2020, it's Derek Carr. Find me a quarterback with Carr's talent for $21.5 million. Like, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, he's overpaid. He's not, though. In today's NFL, $21.5 million for Derek Carr, that's very good price. And for those of you that want to trade him away, I mean, you're probably going to get a 3rd, maybe 2nd round pick for Derek. I would rather keep him under center, especially because we already paid him $2.9. The last time Carr had an MVP caliber season, he had great options around him. We have money to spend in free agency. We have money to go out and draft talented wide receivers. This draft is loaded. That's what I want to do. I'm going to say it because I said it all last year. This is a prove-it year for Derek, and I will support whoever our quarterback is. But if, Derek, you don't get it done this year, it's time to go. Now, I want you to pick a quarterback here, okay? Type 4 for Derek Carr or type 12 for Tom Brady. I think these are the 2 most likely quarterbacks that will be under center for the Raiders. I still think Derek is the most likely, but I want you to pick a quarterback. So type 4 for Derek, type 12 for Tom. For me, I'm going to stick with Derek Carr. It comes down to money. You tell me right now, 2 quarterbacks who I think are probably equally as good at this point, right? You're going to pay Derek $21.5. Let's say you've got to pay Tom Brady $30 million. We still have a lot of needs that we need to fill in free agency, so saving money helps. Plus, last season with the best defense in the NFL, arguably, Tom Brady still couldn't win a Super Bowl. The only way you bring in Tom Brady this year is to win a Super Bowl. So type 4 for Derek Carr. Now, today is my birthday. I don't know if you guys know that. February 20th. So if you watch this video to the very end, I want you to DM me on Instagram how old you think I am. So shout out to everyone who's made it this far in the video. Appreciate you all very much. Hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.